This is Algebra 1, test number 2. Finished through lesson 1.3, only including 1.1 and 1.2 in this test, though. Part 2, we're picking up at number 21. Says a cyclist travels at a speed of 12 miles per hour for 2.5 hours. Find the distance. So we have 12 miles per hour. That's our rate. It says for 2.5 hours. That's our time. Find the distance. So we're looking for D. So again, I'll have the formulas for you guys on tomorrow's test. Find the distance. So D equals rate times time. So plug in the values that you do have. Distance is the one we don't have. Rate we have 12 miles per hour. And time is 2.5 hours. Again, hours are going to cancel hours out, so we're just simply going to multiply 12 times 2.5 to get our distance. We know 12 times 2 is 24, and then another half of that is 6, so your distance is going to be 18 miles. That cyclist traveled 18 miles. 22 says an athlete runs a 900-meter course, 900 meters distance, in 180 seconds time. Find the average speed. Remember, average speed is rate of the athlete. Round to the nearest tenth if necessary. So you're looking for rate equals distance over time again. Rate equals distance is 900 meters. And again, this looks a whole lot like the one from last week. Over 180 seconds. So divide 900 by 180. Nice, neat, even number if I remember right. Sure, nice integer. That athlete's rate is 5 meters per second. 23, 4, and 5, we're writing algebraic expressions for the phrase that's given. The sum, remember that means plus of B and 11, B plus 11. The product means multiply, of G and 4. You can say G times 4, or you can even clean it up better and make it say 4G. Both of those would be acceptable. 4 times the sum of Q and P. So times, again, means multiply. Sum means plus like it did on 23. So the sum of Q and P, in order to add those first, you need to include a parentheses around them. 4 times that, so you can write 4 up front. That means times it. You could have written times 4 after the fact and made it mean the same thing. The parentheses is the key, though. In order to get the sum to multiply by both of them, you need to have parentheses. 26 and 7, you're doing the exact same thing, except you're writing the expression with the phrase. It says the quotient of 6 times a number. So 6 times a number, we'll call that x. So 6x, or 6 times x. And quotient, remember, is keyword that means to divide. So divided by 16. The quotient of 6 times a number and 16. Number 27 says 4 minus a number. We know that means to subtract. 4 minus, and again, a number is a variable, minus x. Number 28 says to evaluate u plus xy when you have 3 different values for ux and y. So in place of u, we're going to plug in 18, plus in place of x, we're going to plug in 10. And then it's right next to y, so that means in place of y, we're going to plug it in. That means to multiply. Now here's sort of an order of operations problem. I guess it's the only order of operations problem that'll be on the test. 10, you have to do the multiplication before you do the addition. 10 times 8 is 80, plus, you do the addition, 18 plus 80 is in fact 98. $29 says a pair of shoes costs $52.99. The sales tax is 8%. Use the formula cost equals P, the price, plus the rate times the price, or the sales times the price. So the cost equals the price, $52.99, plus the rate, here's your rate here, 8%. Remember, anytime you multiply by a percentage, you have to move the decimal over 1 time, 2 times, and it becomes 0.08. That's your rate. times the 52.99. So you do 52.99 times the rate of 0.08. When you put that multiplication together there, you get $4.2392. You get that long number right there. Again, you know that numbers, especially when it comes to money, don't go past the hundredths place right there. But we'll add that whole number back to 52.99 to get the cost, and then we'll round at the end. So plus 52.99 is going to give us something that says 57.2292. So that's our cost. So again, you don't want to go past the hundredths place because there's no such thing as anything past a cent. This number 9 is bigger than 5, so that tells you to round that 2 up to 3. So the cost of these shoes with the tax is going to be $57.23. Then the last one says evaluate AB squared when A is 4 and B is 3. So A is 4, it's right next to B, which is 3, and then both of them are squared. You know your order of operations says to do 4 times 3 first because it's in parentheses. You get 12, and then 12 squared does not mean 12 times 2. It means 12 times itself, or 12 times 12. You need to write it out, and you get 144 for that one.